All right, Mr. McNally.
What's up? Good morning.
Okay. I think I'm going to start off with, I wrote a Wizard article yesterday, and it's not the typical Happy New Year, it's going to be a great year article. And I really, something that I believe in. It's not finalized, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. And see what you think. And then I'll send it out once Jan proofs it for me.
Sounds like a plan.
A New Year's rant. Okay, this is not another article telling you how hot the West Central Florida real estate market is. We all know it's hot, and most of it is expected to remain hot throughout 2022. So what's wrong? The problem is that it's too easy to get a real estate license for both brokers and agents. To get a real estate license, one only needs to take a 63-hour course and pass 2 exams, one for the school and one for the state. And what's worse than that, once an agent has a real estate license for 2 years, they can sit for the broker's exam after taking a 72-hour course. No other requirements need be met other than passing a criminal background check. No transaction experience is needed. Does anyone see a problem with this? Now, here we are in this hot real estate market where everyone thinks it's easy to sell and or buy a house. And there's all these new entrants to the business that have no training, have not learned to uphold standards, and most don't even have an effective leadership guiding them. Ooh, that's kind of mean, isn't it?
That's kind of
It stings. It hurts. It's true.
It stings a little bit, yeah.
Here are the facts, at least according to me. Buyers agents today need more skills to successfully help the buyer select, and win the bid on the home of their dreams. They're working 5 to 10 times harder because they sometimes have to write 5 to 10 offers to get one accepted. Listing agents, those that are worth their salt anyway, are working 5 to 10 times harder to properly position a seller's property in this ultra competitive market. It's easy to throw a high price out there, but it's really not the right thing to do. Remember this, buyers select value. From experience, a well-priced home will sell for more than an overpriced home, but most agents aren't strong enough to give a seller proper advice, so they cut their commission and fail to properly represent the seller. And in the end, the seller stays in the market too long and ends up selling for less because they miss the competitive bidding environment. So my advice, stop being penny wise and dollar foolish. Saving a % on commission and taking 5 to 10% less on the sale of your home is a bad outcome. Hire a professional realtor and follow their experienced advice. In the end, you'll be happy that you do. And rant number 2, and just because the market is hot doesn't mean you can put a subpar property on the market and expect top dollar. I looked at a building yesterday that I can't believe it was even a business. It was so friggin' filthy. To truly maximize your bottom line, the property should be marketed in its finest light and will be and be spit polished and shined. And experienced brokerage and agents will tell you this. These new entrants who lack experience and leadership are just throwing things against the wall to see what sticks. That often ends poorly as we lose deals due to appraisals and inspections far too often. Say my same wrap up. I told our agents, forget almost everything we taught you about working with buyers and sellers a year ago. This is a whole different market and it takes different approaches. If you're looking to buy and or sell in this market, your CT1 Beckons agent is here to assist you and is knowledgeable about how to protect our customers in this crazy market. Give your CT1 Beckons agent a call and we're here for you. So anyway, pretty good, right?
I like it. That's pretty, I mean,
it was a follow-up to Chris's class yesterday. So if you didn't see Chris's class yesterday on objection handling,
yep,
it's time for us to be salespeople and stand up and get paid. Because what good is it to ride this hot market with prices going up? See, if your commission goes down a point, that's 33%, right? Mm-hmm. And if the house goes up 20%, you're still 13% below where you were last year.
Yep. Because
you're taking a 2% listing. So we got to learn to stand up for that. I don't want to take a 30% pay cut, do you? You guys will come to me and ask for a higher split all the time, right? That doesn't work. You don't get higher splits and lower commissions. That's called bankruptcy.
That's right. If anything, it should be coming to you saying, hey, can I charge 8%? Or 7.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah.
All right. So we got some big stuff coming up and it's a pain. It's scary. And I alluded to this on Tuesday at the sales meeting, which a lot of people are on. And the alluding is that the agents are going to be getting emails and calendar invites to attend some trainings coming up because we are an early adopter with Century 21 for the Moxi Works suite of products. And you've been doing a great job talking about the first 2 products we have. And we've had some engagement, not as much as we'd like. And that's where the rant about emailing came out, because, you know, a lot of you aren't checking your email like you should. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And there's really important stuff in those emails. You know, Angelique sends out a recap of all our training classes. We don't train for the sake of training. We're relevant in the marketplace, and we've got things that are important.
We're not just trying to put stuff here. We're not just trying to throw stuff and see if it sticks up against the wall. We're trying to really come up with some very interesting, and again, it's happening in the market, and it's relevant to what's going on for their business. So, I mean, we're not just throwing it up there and getting on a meeting every single day at 8:30 just for shiz and giggles.
And then we're tactically giving you things to do and try.
Yes.
Because my whole thing right now, you know, and this is not a bad thing. It's just an out of control thing. I mean, my doctor friend that I see when I walk my dog in the morning. Hey, Craig, my daughter-in-law is getting her real estate license. I'm like, oh, great. Another one. Right. You guys realize there's more houses for sale than there are real estate. There's more real estate agents than there are houses for sale. We don't really need a whole lot more, but they're flocking to the industry. Right. And they've got your sphere of influence. So Chris was right on again yesterday when he said, you know, you guys have to be more professional now. You're not working for a friend to do a friend a favor. You're hiring a professional salesperson to get your house sold.
Yep.
And we're going to have to act like a professional salesperson and differentiate ourselves from the masses of people that are out there not being professional. And so 2 tools that you've been teaching a lot of, I forget, you know, the Moxi Present. I mean, and we've built packages for you. You got a beautiful pre-listing package. You got a beautiful buyer's package to just pick and draw from, or you can get creative and build your own. But I think it's time for us all to step up and start doing that.
Yeah. And I think that's what, you know, I know this is a good segue into getting into this, but, you know, the way that the system works compared to what we've had in the past really does make it very step up our game without even having to try that much. Yes, we have to train. It's scary. But when we talk about professionalism and things that other brokers are not going to be doing in the market, we have to be able to differentiate ourselves. And if it's being more professional, if it's doing things like this, if it's, you know, whatever that might look like, these are just tools that are given to us that are part of Century 21 that we get for free, right? It doesn't cost anything extra to have all these suites that we have, and all these technology pieces and everything that we have to offer. So, you know, if you want to differentiate and step out ahead of all the other whoever they are coming in on board, these are some things that we can teach you, hopefully that you'll use and step out in front of everybody. So let's see. So
Time to step it up and earn our fees.
That is correct.
I'm going to say what I said again, though, because if you drop your commission to 2%, that's a 33% reduction. And yes, houses are more expensive, but they're not up 33%. So remember that.
And then you're dropping your commission and you're trying to put the prettiest girl. Like I always use this example when a house needs work and they're going to throw it on the market for top dollar. It's like, you're right now, the way the market is, yes, this may be the prettiest girl at the dance, but is that who everybody wants to dance with? You know?
Yeah.
Some people get it. So what I'm going to do is I made a small little PowerPoint here just to kind of hit on some things. So now for the 59 of you that are on, thank you so much so far today. And I know we'll have some other ones kind of sliding in. Sarah, I totally appreciate you jumping on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a lot of information today. So obviously you'll have this video to go back over and watch. I'm also going to be sending out some PDFs to kind of recap some of the things that I'm talking about. But for those of you that don't know, obviously we do have Moxi Present and Moxi Impress. This is the suite of everything that we have coming that will launch by the first week of March is when it's going to be completely done. Okay. So we already have Moxi Present. We have Moxi Impress. I'm going to show some things on Moxi Present today. And then we also have the rollout of our websites, Moxi Engage, which is the CRM. And then we have something called Moxi Talent, which is going to be more on the leadership standpoint for recruiting and retention. Okay. So first thing, a few things I want you can go ahead and write it down. You will get calendar invites here at the beginning of the month, or probably next week at this point, since I'm announcing it. Moxi Engage training for agents is going to be on February 17th at 1:30 p.m. Again, that's Moxi Engage trainings on the 17th. Look for that calendar invite. That is going to be your new CRM. That's what's going to be taking over Zap. Okay.
And Business Builder.
And Business Builder when it comes down to the CRM and follow up. And again, more information on that coming, but that's your training.
Let me back up on that though. So you'll still be able to use, if you're an old dog that doesn't like new tricks, you'll be able to access Business Builder and Lead Router and Zap,
Yes.
but they're not going to be supported anymore.
No. And eventually
So
they will go by.
They're going to die a natural death.
They will.
So you're going to have to move into this new CRM, right? And CRMs are complicated because if they're done right, they're doing a lot of work for you. This is your personal assistant, right? So this is the one I think, and Moxi websites too, but I think the Moxi, the CRM is the most important tool you should have.
Yes,
And
yeah.
I've talked around the industry, and MoxiWorks is considered one of the best operating systems out there.
Yep.
So,
Hands down.
and Centuton is providing it for you for no additional charge. It's part of our service fees, so you might as well take advantage of it, because the best CRM out there, Jimmy, is
Because the one your broker gives you, that doesn't
Right.
cost anything. So yeah, thank you for that. So again, you can still use those, but we need to start transitioning into Moxi Engage when that is available on the 17th. Next up after that is going to be our website training, which is going to be on March 3rd. Okay, March 3rd at 10:30 a.m. That is going to be the training around Moxi websites and what that's going to look like. Now, one of the nice things about these two is they are separated. So if you're using Zap, Zap basically ties in your CRM and your website into one. And I mean, we all know the pain points. I'm not going to go into detail on any of that stuff. So that's why it's super exciting that this stuff is coming out. But your websites will be, website training will be on the 3rd. Okay. Now, what I want to do real quick is I want to show you a couple websites, sample websites that are out there. Now, there's a lot that you can do, just like with Moxi Present and being able to really do some really cool things. But I'm going to start off with this one here. You can still see my screen, right, Craig?
yes.
Okay, so this is actually a broker website and they have it set up for Canada, but you know, it doesn't look too dissimilar from what we have, just a new engine that's kind of rocking everything. Okay. So this is what the brokerage website looks. So if someone was to look up Century 21 Beggins and they wanted to go and they end up clicking on our brokerage website, this is basically a way I can look. Okay. Nothing crazy. A lot of the same information. This kind of looks similar. Now, what I get excited about though, are some of these websites that agents have made. So this is all done with Moxi websites. This is the intro for this person. This is what's playing. And it's easy to do. I'm going to tell you that a lot of the nice thing about Moxi is it's okay, not necessarily easy for everybody. I get it. Technology can be challenging, but they make it as easy as possible to be able to do some of this stuff. So I just, this is just really cool to see some of the capability of what your website. Now, our websites don't look anything like this.
No.
Okay. And I'm going to show one more just to kind of give you an idea. I mean, nice 3.5 million, 3.8 recently sold. She's doing pretty well in California. Mm-hmm. Company listings. Again, it just looks more professional. A lot of different things you can do there. So I wanted to show that because they finally sent out some websites for us so we can really look. And I'll send these out. I'm going to send everything from today and some PDFs out today so you can just look and see what's going on. The websites don't work. Go ahead.
Correct. I said, let's categorize that though, because the Zap websites, they all look the same.
Yes.
Right. You can totally customize this for yourself now, which I think is a really nice way to freedom of expression.
But one of the nice things is for the websites. What's that?
What I just chatted, we can demonstrate our own personalities. It's exactly.
Yes. And this is the thing, just like with Moxi Present, there's going to be a general template that's already set up for you. So technically you don't have to do anything. But if you want to spend the time, do some of the training, learn how to do some of the stuff when it comes out, you can make it definitely more personalized and right to your personality. So, all right, cool. So Moxi Engage. Okay, so with Moxi Engage, again, that's your CRM. These are some things that you want to prepare for the launch. Again, that the Moxi Engage is on the 17th of February. So one of the things you're going to want to do is you want to get into Zap and like Business Builder, and you want to clean everything up. Make sure your clients are good. Make sure that you don't have anything red. All your broker leads are up to date. Update all your follow-up plans. You want to make sure that you are ready to rock and roll when this happens. Now, caveat also is, and whenever there's technology changes, there's supposed to be a merge, and the merge is supposed to be seamless, and it's going to be perfect, and it's going to come from Business Builder and Zap, and your contacts are going to make their way over, and there's going to be butterflies and rainbows all over the place when this happens. Okay, just in case, if it does not, that's what I want to spend some time talking about right now. And it's called backing up your clients. You should be doing this anyways. You should always have a backup of your clients in case something happens with all the information you can. And what I'm going to do quickly is show you how to basically download your contacts in Zap and save them so you can back them up, put them on a flash drive, whatever you want to do. And the same thing with Business Builder. Now, I'm going to go pretty quick with it because I am sending out a PDF that will walk you through each step of this so you can do it on your own time. But for those of you that are like, I don't have time to do this, Jimmy, you do all the training on this. You see this all the time. It's so easy for you. This is very, very easy to do. Okay.
And very necessary.
And it's yes. So we're going to go into we're going to go into Zap. Okay. Look at that. Look how clean that is. Oh, sexy. So zeros
Nice
across
job,
the board.
Jimmy.
You're going to click on your contacts. Okay. Cool. Here are my contacts. Then you're going to come over here.
Select all.
Select all. Bulk options. Export. Export them all. Do everything. Don't uncheck all that. Keep the status, profile, address, client, like any of that stuff. Keep it. Okay, Craig, I'm done backing up Zap.
Wow, that was complicated.
Okay. Now, for
Can you
those
give me
of
a
you that have
step-by-step guide
thousands,
for that?
well, I mean, I don't have as many contacts, so I get it, but it's that easy. It will take a little bit longer when you have multiple contacts. But once you do that, pull it up, save it as, put it on a flash drive, and you're good. That way we can always go back into it if there are hiccups when we do it. Okay. That was like me talking was 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's definitely quicker than that. All right. Now we're going to go to Business Builder now.
Well, just go ahead and click on your export too. Just show everybody so they see what it looks like when they get it. And tell them, save that now because that's in your download folder. So you're going to want to save it as something in my documents and call it Zap Backup 12022.
Yep. That's actually what I did. Okay. Now I'm going to get out of Zap. Now we're going to go to Business Builder. Same thing. Very, very easy. I mean, you're going to click on contacts here. Now you can look at your contacts and you should, they're all going to be there. But literally all you're going to have to do is you click on contacts, go to export.
Select them all.
Now, I didn't even have to select anything on that one. It's all there. Same thing, save as, Business Builder backup, clients, prospects, whatever you want to call it. Done.
Now, Business Builder and Zap are synced together too, right? So this should be both or?
One way. So if you no, not necessarily. Some people just put everything into Business Builder. Like I would do it separately. I mean, the other thing you could do is you could take all of your clients and you can import them into Zap. And then you can always do one download that way. Some people don't like Zap, so they don't put it in there. Now, obviously, if they're getting leads that are coming to them from their websites or, obviously broker leads and stuff like that, it's going to be in Zap. But there are a lot of people that are strictly using Business Builder still. So back it up.
I can show you something if you want to see.
Yeah.
Because a lot of agents are using Zap because I download the leads every week. Let me find it. I got mad at my mouse and I kind of broke it. So it's not very happy with it.
Then we stop sharing so you can show it.
I think if I just go ahead and share it, it'll override you.
Yeah, I think you can go right over top.
So I'll do it real quick. Yes. Yes. All right. So here's our leads from last week, 250 something of them. And I sort them by source. And so Zap CRM. So this category is called by agent, added by agents. So on a daily basis,
Oh, we're doing
agents
a
are
deep-
going into Zap and uploading these, you know, Jason's doing it, Kalani's doing it, Cheryl's doing it, Susie's doing it, Jamie's doing it. So the agents are, a lot of agents are managing their database of contacts. They're adding to their Zap. So it really is important. And this is just on 1 week. All these agents did things. So the subject added, met somebody at the grocery store or whatever, added them to Zap. Added. This is a good practice. It's a practice I really think you should be doing more often, right? When you meet a client, you put them in Zap and you launch a campaign to them, because that's how you stay in touch with. It's kind of annoying. I bet you if I check my email right now, you'd see a bunch of marketing emails from my nutritionist that I follow and all that other crap, right? Because they over market me. But I don't want you to over market people, but I want you to put them on a drip campaign.
Yep.
Every day I get something from one of you that is inviting me to the real estate newsletter or something. So this is how those things happen. And this is going to have to be recreated, but it'll be higher tech in Moxi than it would be in Business Builder or Zap.
Yep,
More in line with the times.
that's right. Let me show this back. Okay, cool. So we went over that, how to back it up. Again, I'll send this out. And as always, if you have questions, let me know. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of get a little bit into Moxi Present. I want to show you some really cool things, how easy it is. And again, I get this all the time. Jimmy, you do this all the time. I've been training on it and I've been playing around with it. That's why I know how to do it. So spend some time, if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there.
Your 21 online sessions about to expire if you want to keep that live.
Yes, because what I do want to do, you know what, before we get into Moxi Present, what I want everybody to do. Okay. And for those of you that are like overachievers and actually want to start doing some of the training and get prepared for this when it launches, and I've had a lot of people reaching out where to get training and stuff. So thank you for all those people. But if you go to C21 University through Business Builder here, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to search the library real quick. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to type Moxi. And it's all self-paced learning for Moxi Engage, Moxi websites, Moxi Talent, Moxi Impress, and Moxi Present.
Oh, wow.
I will send out the guide how to get to this. It's already on our Next Level Resource Center. But it's all there, and it's all tied into the stuff that I've sent out prior for trainings and things like that. But come in here.
What are we getting ourselves into? This is an hour-long class, a half-hour-long class.
It's all here. To kind of give you an idea. Let's go to Moxi Engage. So what it's going to do is it ties it into Moxi Works. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and start some of the classes. We're going to launch the course.
Is this one where you have to schedule the course coming up, or you just
No, it's all self-paced. You do it however you want.
Okay.
You can do it. I mean, it's pretty, if it wants to load, it's pretty simple. Some of them actually go directly to, we'll go to Moxi's website for their training, but it just ties you into it. So let's say, for instance, Moxi Impress here, go to participant. You'll see a little guide that's going to come up. It's nothing insane, but it'll actually take you to how to do some of this stuff. So getting started with Moxi Impress. So when I click this here, it actually takes me to Moxi, and these are all small little trainings that you can do. Where do I start? They have a video that's a minute long. Most of the videos from Moxi Works are not very long. They're all broken down so you can watch a minute here, a minute there, or go in and search and find what you need. So let me close that, go back. So yes, so I'll send this out, how to get to this, so you can do some of the training if you would like to jump in.
Can you take us to one of the videos to get an example?
Okay, let me do that again.
Why does it keep asking you to enter a friend's email?
Oh, this is just something you can do on each one. I'm like, hey, if you want to. So like what I'll do is when somebody says, hey, where can I get some training? I'll put their email in here and email it to them. It goes right to it.
Okay.
But this is just like the every, I don't know why they do it on 21 online for that. So I got a question. Moxie brings about 45 minutes altogether if you go through all the modules. Thank you, Georgia. So Georgia went through Moxie Present. It was about 45 minutes altogether for all the modules if you were to sit down and do all of them at one time. You're not seeing this website, I don't think.
No. Okay, now it took you to Moxie's website.
Yep. So this is basically from one of the links that I got from there. And let me make sure I'm sharing
information in Moxi and Press.
You hear that too, right?
It'd be better if you share your
You
town
need to
sound.
update your profile photo
I thought
or
I did.
even your email address
Your sound,
within
yeah.
Moxi and Press.
Okay.
To update either of these, choose Profile from the drop-down menu in the upper right.
I mean, it's pretty.
To change your email address,
I mean, I won't go too crazy with it because that one we don't really want to watch because you can't change your email address on that.
Mhm.
All right, where was I at? All right, let's get back to the right. Oh,
So best practice, Jimmy, is probably on your calendar, schedule an hour a week
mhm.
between now and March and just get in there, putz around. But if you put it on your calendar and say, I'm gonna have lunch and from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I'm gonna do some education on Moxie every Thursday or Tuesday or whatever day you feel comfortable doing that.
Right. So I got a question. Okay, so Roberta, you asked, hey, I'm new. Should I drop Zap and Business Builder now? We have not launched, so you don't have access to the websites or the CRM yet. So unless you're going to keep all your leads sitting on a piece of paper or a Post-it note somewhere, and hopefully remember to put that in when we launch in a few weeks. Well, in this case, it's less than a month away. I would continue to do business like you normally do. Put everything in Zap or Business Builder, whatever you're using. And then when we launch, just follow suit with everybody else with how we're going to be downloading, moving stuff over and starting to use the CRM and the website. So I would not stop using it unless you know you can stay on top of everything that you need to, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me go back to share. Now, where am I? There we go. I clean some of this up real quick. Okay, so now that you know where you can do for some of the training, again, I'll send all of it out for you. I want to talk about Moxie Present, how easy some of these things are and what some of our agents are actually doing. And I want to show you how cool what these agents are doing and just stepping in and just playing around with it. So I want to first give a shout out. Yes, using Stellar too. Can they just use, yes, they use Stellar MLS.
Which is a decent CRM too.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
you
it's
got
not bad. I mean, that's how they are. They're going to have the IDX feed set for your websites and stuff like that. So, but anyways, back to this. So top users since we have launched this is, so Rachel Markley has done 34 presentations since we've launched. And this is going on basically month 3.5, almost 4.
Is that really been that long? Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, so 34 total, like I've done a lot just because I'm training, I'm making them, I'm doing that kind of stuff. So I'm going to jump up there higher than everybody else. But I wanted to give a shout out because I'm actually going to send out a challenge on Tuesday's sales meeting to see who can get the most seller presentations and CMAs done for probably a prize, which will launch on Tuesday, if that's okay, Craig. I know I didn't tell you, but yes, I'd like to do that.
I'd like to.
Well, I think the nice thing is the more CMAs we get out, I mean, it's just hitting more clients and more clients. And Rachel, she says that's all she does is it's either past clients or her farm or whatever she's doing. She's just making CMAs and she's sending them out to people. Then that's part of her. That's her.
But she's sending out a presentation that brags about her and giving the data.
Yep.
It's not
And
just
I'm gonna
sending
show you
a spot in the mail. Yeah.
Yep. And then Michelle just started not that long ago too. And then Jason here actually has he's actually has done the most this month. He's done actually 9 out of his 13 this month.
He's online right now too.
So what's that?
He's online right now too.
So Jason, thank you very much for attempting and using and using Moxi, and we can track that stuff. And I'm not saying we're gonna track to say, hey, why aren't you using it? But hey, why isn't everybody else using it? One of the things that I even talked about on Tuesday is, I'm walking around the office and I mean, there's leads coming through. You saw them all, right? You just showed us, the leads coming in through week.
About 250 a month.
250 a month, right? So it's kind of
and that's after I take out the agent leads. I don't count those. And by the way, Rachel and Michelle are both online too.
Thank you, ladies, both of you. But I'm walking around and I'm literally hearing conversations from agents saying, hey, I'm so glad I got to talk to you today. I can't wait to finally meet you. This is going to be such a great experience, finding the home of your dreams or whatever it is. And then they say, I'll give you a call tomorrow, or I can't wait to see you on Thursday or anything like that. And that's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but we have a fantastic tool that differentiates us from everyone else that is already set up and done for you, that you could easily send out something within 45 seconds of logging into it. You can send something to a buyer that you just met that's already done. You don't have to do anything else. I'm going to show you how to do that. Actually, I'm going to show you how to do that now. Let's do it. All right, Craig, I just got off the phone with you, right?
Yep.
And I just said, but what I let you know is I said, hey, I'm going to send you some awesome information that you can look at to prepare for our meeting that we're going to have tomorrow. Cause you're buying a new home. You're moving down here from New York or something like that, whatever. I want to send you all my buyer information. And I just happened to get the lead. You searched me on Google and I just happened to pop up. But I want to give you some more information about the company, myself, and how I'm going to represent you. So I just got off the phone with you. I got your email address. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Moxi Present. I'm going to go create new. Okay. I'm going to click buyer. I'm going to scroll down to the already done buyer presentation for Beggins. And then in this case, I'm going to, can't spell at all today. Geez. I'm going to go ahead and create this. Now, it does take a second for it to populate, so maybe it could be longer than 45 seconds. Just depends on how long it takes to set up. There we go.
You got a 15-page presentation you're going to send me.
Already done. The only thing I need to do to this is I am going to add an image for the first photo, and I'm going to pick this picture here that I picked. Have a go-to picture. If it's you, if it's a logo, if it's a picture that you took, this is what I want. He's coming from New York anyways. This is something that he can see in his backyard if he moves down here. Okay. This is everything that's been done. Okay. Agent profile, buying process. Just so you know, Craig, you're the first thing you're going to see. Well, you know what? Before I even get to that, I'm here, right?
Yep.
Send. And then whatever message you want. All right, now I sent it to him. So again, that can take about 45 seconds. I just got off the phone. Now you got a presentation.
But let me add that. You didn't have to add any pages.
I didn't add anything.
It's already done.
I didn't add anything. Now you can, for the ones that want to, I'm going to show you what people have done here in a few minutes about what you can do to make it look better. Now you can see the presentation, right? I just want to make sure it's up.
Yes.
Okay, there's that picture that I put in there.
Yep.
Craig, it's going to talk about me.
Which they're going to read about you anyway, so might as well give them your own bio.
Might as well, right? Talks about the buying info, the process, a representation agreement, steps in the loan process if they're going to be doing a loan. It's got a list of mortgage brokers, talks about single agency. They can go back to this at any time too, by the way. So talks about closing cost estimates. Here's an inspector list for you too. You may need that. It's already here. Talks about home concierge. That's something that we offer. Why do they want a home warranty? You're going to have to talk to them about it when you do an offer anyways. And then talk about our company, our mission, and about us and locations. Done.
Sweet.
So
Now, what agent? How many agents are actually doing that? Not just us in the marketplace.
I mean, probably don't. I mean, there's not that I don't want to say nobody. I mean, there's definitely agents that send something after they meet a client. If it's something like this, no. I used to just send a whole bunch of PDFs saying, hey, take a look at all this stuff. This is going to be great in the intro. This is just baller looking. Lauren, you asked, can you input your own trades? This is just what we added. If you want to add your own, you have to go in and you would do
Make a
that.
slide.
That's another class.
Mhm.
I
Roberta,
am
you
confused
can
with
use
the-
Moxi.
Yes.
This is Moxi Present right now. There's 2 Moxi units you can use. And the ones Jimmy was talking about earlier are going to be added in the end of March, beginning of March. Will be full access.
Yep. And for those of you with the lender questions and inspectors and that kind of stuff, that's just what we have. That's what we have set up for the company. If you have your own, you will have to make your own pages to add to this. That's actually not that hard to do. It's pretty simple. We'll do some more classes on that. And I've done many.
Leighton, that's already done on the flyer. You just didn't see it. E3 statewide.
E3 statewide, so it's already there. But thank you. So my challenge to you on this standpoint is if you get a new buyer that comes in that you talk to, a friend, whatever it is, part of your sphere. I literally had someone reach out to me on Facebook Messenger and say, hey, Jimmy Jams. It was an old employee of mine, like 9 years ago. She's ready to buy a house. And she's just like, I need to know where we need to start just to make sure I'm ready to go. And we talked and everything, but I literally I copied this presentation here, copied it, put it in Messenger and sent it to her.
Oh,
Now,
you
at
can do
any
that
time
too.
she can go in here. What's that?
You can do that. That's cool. You can
That's the
text
easiest
them
way to
too.
do it. So
You
you
can
take
text them
this.
too, right?
Yep.
So if you don't get their email address because you forgot on the call, you can just send
Make it and then text this to them. Yep. So I would highly recommend. I mean, again, and I'll just show you one thing since a lot of people had questions on it. Let's say, for instance, you don't want the
Mortgage
list. Okay. You just come over here and exit out. Now I have everything else but that. And that is what this and it's automatically saves when I do that. So this one for Craig will never have that presentation on there.
But if you want to add a page back, you can go back and add it.
You can go and add, you can create a new one, and that's where you can add your own lenders if that's what you would like.
There you go. Slick. I highly
Okay.
recommend that you get a new lead, no matter who it is. If you meet somebody at the grocery store and you exchange information, go
Yep.
home, add them to your CRM, and then send them a link to this presentation or whatever one you want to set up. That should be like step
right
one,
away.
step two, step three. That's
Yes.
just what you do every time.
And then the other thing I would say too, and so if you start doing this a lot now, and Craig and I kind of discussed a little bit, if you're not making a more personalized message that you're sending to them, like adding a video or something like that, saying thank you or whatever, like I'm going to show you one that Jessica did yesterday that was really, really personal towards the, potential clients that she has. You could turn around here and let's say I like this presentation that I just did. I can come over here and I can make a duplicate of it. Okay. So this will reset here in a second and you'll see Craig twice. And then what I could always do is if I want to, change it a little bit, I could make this, let's call it a generic, like here, this is a new homeowner presentation that I made right here. Very basic, very generic. It's not personalized specifically to the client that I'm talking to. So if I really, really wanted to, and I wanted to make this as easy as possible, I can come in here, make a new homeowner presentation. And every time I get a phone call and I'm ready to go, instead of doing all that stuff I just did, I can click this email, send it to Craig. I'm not going to send you another one. You get enough emails.
That's okay.
And I'm done. So now, since I've already made it, and if I made it generic enough for every buyer that if that's what I wanted to do, that's how easy it would be. Log in. I just got off the phone with Craig, email, put his email address in, done. But now he's got it. Now, obviously, if you make it specific, which I'm going to show you in a second, if I made it too specific, you're not going to send that to everybody and have them look at it. Okay. I'm going to go back to this and see what I'm using. Okay. Did that one. Yeah, really the only other thing I want to do is show you a couple cool ideas that kind of get your brains going. Again, it's a lot about recognition. So the top users and the people that are actually using it. So I'm going to start here with Jessica's. Okay, so this is a presentation she made for a past client. Okay, so she already knows the client, she knows the home, all that kind of stuff. This is the address that you have here. And Jessica, if you're on, are you online here? Let's see. Okay, so I told her I was using it. That's probably why she doesn't want to be on. I'm just saying. So, yes. So this is the one Jessica made for one of her past clients. Okay. So you can use what you have, but she actually made her own specific to these clients that she has. And this is the first thing that pops up.
Todd and Arlene, I'm looking forward to speaking with you guys tomorrow about the pricing now.
I totally need to start that over.
But I know you've been waiting on it, so I wanted to go ahead and get it over to you. So houses in your market are selling really quickly with an average of 13 days on the market. Now, when the homes are priced right from the start, they're selling even quicker in about 2 to 4 days, and they're selling over asking price. So you'll see this breakdown on page 8. It's called the status comparisons. And then as you're looking at the comps, I've made some square footage adjustments and adjustments based on the upgrades of those homes versus yours. So that sweet spot for your market value comes in around 485 with a range from about 479 to like 490. So that's kind of where the comps are falling in relation to your home on the market. So you'll also see an estimated net sheet, and that'll be on page 14. And I included, that's got all the closing costs in there and your mortgage payoff. That does not include capital gains taxes. When you sell a home before you've owned it for 2 years, you're subject to capital gains. And now this is based on your tax bracket, so you want to speak to a CPA about that. But that net sheet does not include that. But if you wait until June 5th, since you guys purchased on June 5th of 2020, if you wait until this summer, you won't be responsible for paying those capital gains taxes. So we can talk more about this tomorrow. I just wanted to make sure that you at least had this breakdown to review this evening and kind of talk over amongst yourselves. And then if you have any questions, we'll definitely go over everything. I look forward to
Right?
Yeah,
right. That was amazing. So that's how it starts off. That's the first thing they see. You know, the first thing they see is that, and then it goes into
the medium is the message.
Yes.
She's in
And
a
this
higher
is-
position now, walking in on a listing presentation
Yep.
with that couple. She put their interests above her own
Yep.
by advising them to wait a couple months to sell, to save. And the only thing I would have said differently that is a married couple can exempt up to $500,000 in gain.
Yeah.
You don't get to pay.
But it's
no
very
tax.
specific. Like it was very specific for those, you know,
Oh, yeah.
potential sellers. And then everything else she has in here, this is actually everything that's already made for us. It's already done. Now you have to, what she sent with the pricing analysis, you do have to spend some time on that and pick the comps and adjust them. She told them that she adjusted them based on upgrades and things like that. Okay. But I mean, this is what's set up for you. And then the net sheet, you do have to do a little bit of work on. There's training that has been put out for that, but I'll show you. But this will give, based on what they're selling the house for, from first mortgage, commissions, escrows, things like that, they'll give them an idea of what their proceeds are. They bought the house 2 years ago and they're looking at making 112 grand off of it. No big deal. Okay. And then everything else. So this is everything that, again, is already set up. She added her video. And video makes it very personalized. I know we talk with the Zillow team. That's a big thing, is sending them a video message saying, hey, thanks a lot, all that good stuff. It's not just about sending a text saying, hey, it was great talking to you. You got to personalize it. Let's get a face with a name.
Yep.
Okay. So there's that one. And then the next one I want to show you. So that's a cool way you could do with potential sellers. The next one I want to show you, this one actually is from Laura at the office over here in Apollo Beach. And she spends, I'm all over the place. I apologize. One of her lanes is her community in Bahia Lakes. Okay. So she always sends out mailers, always knocks on doors, always has a Facebook page that's set up. Yes, Lauren. Lauren, you want to add the page and incorporate the video. Yes, you add page, make it yourself. And if you have questions, give me a call. I can show you pretty quickly. You'll be able to catch on. Sorry about that. She spends a lot of time in her community and marketing, and she gets a lot of business in there. So what I did when we sat down and said, hey, I have a really cool idea that I think you should do. Because remember, this presentation, you can copy and paste anywhere. So imagine not just going to every door and knocking on it or sending a pricing analysis, or this is what happened in the community. Imagine sending something that is interactive that everybody in the community on that Facebook page can click on and look at, scroll down and actually see what's happening in the community and look professional as hell. Excuse my language. Sorry, but looks sexy. So I'm going to show you this one. So started off, we just got a picture of the front, right? And then she did a video. I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Guys, this is Laura Wolf with Century 21 Beggings. You probably see me around the community a lot and on Facebook. What I want to share with you this time is what's happening in the real estate market in our community. But for the ones who don't know me, let me share a little bit about myself. I was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I speak Spanish. I have 2 amazing kids, and I have been living in Bahia Lakes for the past 12 years. Enough about me. Let's dive into real estate. The Tampa Bay real estate market is projected to be the #1 real estate market in the United States. As you know, Bahia Lakes is an established community featured in NBC and Fox News, showcasing its amazing sunsets and views. Within the last 6 months in Bahia Lakes, there has been a total of 16 sold properties, and the pricing ranging between $265,000 to $460,000. The average days in the market is 8 days, and the square footage around 2,500 square feet. At this time, there are no active properties in the market, neither pending listings. So the real question is, for the right price, would you consider selling your home? Thank you for watching. Look out for the info I'm mailing to you, or click on the link in the post for the detailed information of Bahia Lakes.
Okay, so she posts this on her Facebook page. This is what they see. Cool little video, which she could update that video every month. And then here's the breakdown of that sheet when she said how many properties sold. And again, very easy. Just click on it and it pulls up and they get more information on it.
The medium is the message.
Again, post it on Facebook, they click on it and all of a sudden, boom. So you can do this. I mean, again, this has nothing to do with a seller presentation or a buyer presentation. This is a community kind of presentation that she wanted to. Here's some testimonials from her too, but it was, I think you're right. The medium is the message, and this makes it look very professional. And honestly, each month she could take that same presentation and just adjust a few things on it. And it's going to save her a lot of time from having to, put stuff together. So, yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Wow. We went through a lot.
We did. So Jimmy, recap, because a lot of people are new to this or didn't pay attention to the previous classes. This is really intuitive.
Yes.
It's not complicated to go through. So how would they find the trainings that you've done on this?
Trainings, all you really need to do is go to the Next Level Resource Center, because the videos are up there for the trainings that we have. We've done a lot of trainings on Moxi Present, a little bit on, not as much on Impress, because that is kind of really an automatic tool that does a lot of things. You just have to log in and look at it.
But how do they know how do they find the Next Level Resource Center?
Okay, so Next Level Resource Center.
It's teachable.c21beggins.com.
C21 teachable at c21beggins.teachable.com. And then you can come down.
So write that one down, guys. c21beggins.teachable.com. Way to go, Laura. Laura just said she had 2 listing presentations. She sent the presentations out. This past weekend is sent to the sellers as well. 1 signed, 1 to go this weekend. Yay.
Okay, and since we have a few more
Yes,
minutes,
Donna.
and then I'll let you. What's that?
No, Donna's asked if she did that presentation through Moxi Present. The answer is yes.
Yes. The video was done separately and put on YouTube,
Mhm.
and then the YouTube was attached to the presentation that she has set.
Right. So go back to your Teachable, show them how to get to see the trainings.
All right, so you go to the Teachable website. Once you log in, you'll see all this great information here. We're going to click on Moxi Works. And you can come down here, how to log in, the marketing pack, Moxi Presents, overview of Moxi here. This is our pre-listing package here.
Okay.
That's the video. And then, yeah.
Which is just a recording of the class that you had
Yep.
done.
And then as always, you can go to the 21 online to the university there, and you can actually look at some of the stuff there. And honestly, for me, I did all that training that Moxi sent out. That's all available to everybody else just to get a better understanding of it. And then just started playing around with it. But if you're not that agent that's going to take the time to make videos and change this and change that, it's okay. You should do the changing times and make it, I highly recommend it, and I'll help you if you need it. But if you're not, it's already set up and ready for you to at least use. And you won't have to continue. You don't have to guess that if it's going to work or not. It's done. They're set up. You're ready. And so I think what I want to do real quick, since we have a couple minutes, and then I'll let you close it out. The steps in the listing standpoint is when you book that appointment, you want to do a seller presentation. Okay. A seller presentation with no comps. That's your first one. Because that's going to give you all the pre-listing package stuff that you need. No comps. We're not giving comps on that one. And then when you go back to do the listing presentation, that's when you do the seller presentation with comps. And that's when you can put numbers and you can do the estimates.
Like Jessica's did.
And like Jessica did. So if you get that appointment, again, this is strong too. This is very strong. Imagine sending this to them before you get there. That's what you should be doing. And then even pulling it up on your computer while you're there, just saying, hey, take a look how awesome this is. It talks about all the stuff that, we do as a company or what I do, that kind of stuff.
That's the leave behind on your listing preview.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
and then you put
sorry.
the paperwork, the other part of the contract listing agreement and all that stuff on the other side. So it takes away, it's part of the Megan's bulletproof listing process.
Yep. Well, Jimmy, my client doesn't have email. I can't send it to him. Or you can send it to him through a text. You can send it through a text. Okay. Because these are optimized to be on as long as it's not a flip phone, but they are optimized to be on a smartphone with no issues. So you can send it that way. And then for everybody that likes to hand stuff to them when they leave, instead of doing something like this.
Share email settings, duplicate, delete, archive, assign.
You can print it and you do a PDF. Now this is the deal. If you print it, it's not going to be interactive. You're not going to have all the same stuff, but it is still something nice you can leave behind. Obviously, if you have a video is not going to go into a PDF. I'm sorry. How does this work in conjunction with the spa and Jeff's listing presentation? Jeff's listing presentation, John, is actually incorporated into the listing preview. So that's already there. So if you try to send them to that link to actually listen to the listing presentation, send them your listing preview presentation, and it's actually in there so you can actually discuss it. If you look at the presentation, there's also information that talks about a spa on the bottom of it. You know what? Let me pull it up. Now, this is the thing. If you're going to be using a spa, or if you're going to use this part of the presentation that says spa, you better use it. You don't want to put a message saying you're going to do something, and then when you actually show the presentation, you're not doing it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But I will tell you, if you were to go into and actually play around with Moxi and use the CMA tool and the way that you can adjust things, you could pick your 5 active, your 5 pending and your 5 sold, and make it look sexy as hell. Or you could always turn around. And so, John, if you see down here, it actually talks about strategic, well, that's not even, yes, it's not pricing, it's positioning analysis. So this actually will give them a sample of what you're going to provide to them. So if you're going to, when you go back for the listing presentation, that's when you want to make sure you have it done. Lauren, has a 6-minute video
No.
been updated? No, I think we probably may need to work on that a little bit. I don't know.
Yep, it's coming up.
Yep. Let's see. Is there a good time to reach you? Call with specific Moxi questions. Roberta, just you can send me a text. If you go to any of my emails, I have a Calendly down there. So if you need a little more time than just a quick call or a text, you can go on Calendly, click on an available appointment and schedule it that way. They're in 30-minute increments.
Layton's got a good one. Is there a way to set up a pre-recorded information that is triggered by certain actions? For instance, a seller signs a contract with an agent and an automatic that's what a CRM does. So stay tuned for the Moxi CRM, and you can build campaigns like Business Builder that, you got to pay attention because not everything's the same. Some might be if you're at a 7-day inspection period, on day 8, you send an email, but if you have a 5-day inspection period, it's going to be day 6. So, but yes, that's what CRMs do.
Yeah. And I mean, you could feasibly make certain steps in the process of your home, a video and that, but there's nothing that's going to be automatic once they sign something.
No, but you could create a campaign in the CRM.
You could set up a campaign that when it does happen, you can initiate the next step, and then it's whatever you want to put together on that. I think I got all the questions.
Show them where the video pops up.
What's that?
Go through that presentation real quick. Go back to page 1. Yeah, so that's page 4.
Yep.
And once again, there's a link to a YouTube back there. So if you print the package, you won't have a video.
Yep. And by the way, when you see my face up here, that's because I'm logged in. No matter what, as long as you're logged in, you pull this presentation, it's your face, it's your information. It automatically will update that. So, and then here's the presentation.
Thanks for taking the time to interview Century 21 Beggins for the opportunity to get your property sold. And just
we do in strategic marketing.
Yep. All right, guys. So the point is, medium is the message. We want you to stand out amongst the sea of agents that are out there now that don't have the brand behind them, that don't have the tools and systems behind them. And if you're not taking advantage of that, why are you here? Right.
Right.
You go to Ruttenberg and have no support and no tools and create your own systems. But most people that do that don't do much business, right?
We can't figure out a way to tie certain actions in .loop to the CRM. I don't know. I do not have that answer. The CRM has not been launched. We haven't gone through all the training yet, so I don't know if that will specifically work. It never worked with Zap that way. So, and I mean, again, that's something we can talk off on the side and see if we can figure out, I guess, something with that.
Well, let's get access to the CRM version and see what it does.
Yeah.
Cool. So the other thing was, I'm going to encourage you all to set an hour a week to do some Moxi training, get comfortable with it. And then it becomes second nature. You get your lead and you send out a nice little buyer package. You get a listing preview, you send a nice little listing preview package, and it helps everybody, including yourself, look more professional so you can stand up and earn more fees. That's what we really want.
So I'm going to leave them with this. These are the things you need to do. Watch the video, wait for my email that will actually walk you through how to back up your contacts on Zap and Business Builder just to be safe. Okay. Watch and look for the calendar invites. I already gave you the dates, but make sure you're ready to go, ready to rock and roll for those, please. Start the Moxi training on C21 University and the Next Level Resource Center. Moxi, the C21 University is going to be more for the Moxi Engage and Moxi websites. If you need more training on Moxi Present and Impress, you need to go back and go ahead into the Next Level Resource Center or C21 University. And then finally, what I'd like to say, especially after you're looking at some of those websites. Make sure you get your picture updated. Okay. You saw how big the photos were on there. It's not a small little picture. If you haven't taken a picture in the last 4 or 5 years, you might need a new one. I'm just saying. And make sure you update and your bios are updated. Make sure all that's ready to go by the time we launch all this stuff, so we can get it updated in the system and you're ready to rock and roll. That's all I got. Boom. Drop the mic.
Awesome. Thank you, Jimmy. I think it's really valuable for all the agents that, want to make a better image for themselves to pay attention to this stuff. And once again, mark an hour a week in your calendar. Dive in there. We are here to help you as we get it. And happy Thursday. Join me for Contract Friday with Kathleen tomorrow morning. And as always, we're here for you. We get your back. Call if you need anything.
Sounds good. Thank you, my man.
Thanks, sir. Good job.
Thank you.